Con este copal sagrado lo recibimos, abuelitos, padrecitos, hermanos, los 4 rumbos, a las 4 estaciones, a los 4 elementos y a las 4 etapas de la vida: niñez, juventud, adultez, senectud. Padrecitos, hermanos. My name is Daniel Verdad. I'm a poet, I'm a writer, and I'm an educator, a social educator. I love to educate people in our traditions and the understanding of consciousness, life, through my art and also through all these beautiful traditions that we have.
My name is Natalia de la Rosa, and I am from Mexico. I'm a teacher, I'm a trainer, and I'm a spiritual and personal guidance. Siempre se te recuerda aquí. Te amamos, te recordamos tu corazón. Familia querida. Halloween is not the same thing as the Day of the Dead. Definitely not. You celebrate different things in different ways. The Day of the Dead is to honor your ancestors, is to honor the people who you used to love in their life. It means something to you in your life, and they give you something special while they were living here with you. And you're inviting them to a party to honor that presence in your life and the best that they left you. And it's a way to say, you are not dead, you are still living with me.
Dios te salve María, llena eres de gracia, el Señor es contigo. Bendita eres entre todas las mujeres y bendito es el fruto de tu vientre, Jesús.
Santa María, Madre de Dios, ruega por nosotros los pecadores, ahora y en la hora de nuestra muerte. Amén.
Dios te salve María, llena eres de gracia, el Señor es contigo. Bendita eres entre todas las mujeres y bendito es el fruto de tu vientre, Jesús. I grew up with my grandparents in a little village in the Mixteca Poblana, southern Puebla, near to Oaxaca border. I didn't know that everything that they did at the time, back in the 70s, late 70s, early 80s, was still enrooted in our traditions, in our blood. Now I can see it in courses, universities, all around the world, all these teachings, but I live them as part of my daily life. All the rituals, ceremonies, remedies, all these were part of my daily life. When I came to the United States, I forgot about it. I forgot my roots. I was looking for the American dream, which has nothing wrong with it. But I forgot my identity. And I forgot the meaning of life because I was looking for some other meanings. That's why it's very important to know your roots so you can enter in your own traditions, in your own genetics, to the roots of your soul. Día de los Muertos is an ancient tradition from Mexico or Mesoamerica. It's not only Mexico, it's also El Salvador and some other countries, Guatemala. Okay, they were impacted by these ancient teachings. And it's a way to remember our ancestors. And it's a way to teach mystical things that goes beyond death as we know it. And because these are mysteries that people need to surpass in order to live a wonderful life. In all ways we live, and in all ways we die. In all deaths there is life, and in all lives there is death.
En el nombre del gran Creador, abrimos esta sagrada ceremonia con los 4 elementos. Nuestro abuelito fuego, para ayudar a transmutar las penas nuestras y de nuestros ancestros.
The ancestors are the keepers of the knowledge of life. When we listen to their wisdom, we can have a better chance to live a better life.
Without death, there is no life. It's part of the duality of life. I mean, we are living in a duality life, with a polarity life. There is always white and black, short or long, thin or fat, poor or rich. We are living in a duality world. And part of that duality is life and death. Without death, there is no life. With no life, there is no death. So being afraid of death is being afraid to live. The Day of the Dead is a very important celebration in Mexico because they celebrate life. They celebrate that they are where they are, who they are, and they welcome the dead loved ones and say, hey, I haven't forget you. You are welcome. Here I make this big party for you. You are welcome in my life, and you know, the best part of you is still alive with me.
By celebrating Dia de los Muertos, you are celebrating your own life, your own existence, and the existence of everything. And then we embrace not death as we know it. We embrace an opening for an eternal life, to go beyond, to live a legacy, to be alive, to be our legacy as we walk on this world.
The way that I work with my ancestors is to recognize that I am they, who they are. Because I am who I am thanks to the people who gave me life in the very first place, who are my parents, and then my grandparents and my grandparents, and to know who I am thanks to God. When you recognize your ancestors, you recognize their wisdom in their lives and in your life, the positive and the negative. From the negative things, you can heal. You have the opportunity to heal your DNA from there, and in order for that, to have a better life in this life. We paint the faces of the Dia de los Muertos, of the Day of the Dead, because there is a way to not being afraid of the death. One of the biggest phrase for the human race is the death, and speak it publicly. So one way to say, hey, Mr. Dead, I am not afraid of you, is look how I paint yourself in me. Look how I laugh with you and to you, and I'm having fun with you. I mean, anyway, someday you're gonna take me, but by now I can laugh for you. That's why the calaveritas in the altar de muertos, that means also to them. It means that you are dead, and I make a candy from you. I pin it in different colors, and then which is made by sugar, and then I can eat you. So it's a way of having fun with the death and laughing to death. When you forget your ancestors, you are almost forgetting who you are. You cannot say, I'm coming from nothing and this is who I am, and that's okay, because you have a past. And this doesn't mean that I'm gonna live like crying because they are not with me, There is no drama. There is something that you can be proud of it, because this is who I am thanks to my ancestors. And I have their wisdom, and I have their lives, and I have something to give to my children and grandchildren. So there is a lot of reasons to be proud of your ancestors. Find out what they are. And if you don't feel proud of your ancestors, find out why. Clean that healing in your soul and be yourself, because your ancestors is like being a tree with no roots. That's impossible. If you take out the roots of the tree became dead. So it's impossible that you can say, I didn't know my grandparents, so I don't know who they are, I don't know what were they thinking or something like that. Figure it out. Talk with your parents. Find out who your family are, who you are, what you are, how you are. Be proud of it. And improve yourself and improve your next generations. And feed them with the wisdom.
Cuando dos almas se quieren, por más que se alejen, no se pueden nunca olvidar. Por eso cuando yo muera, cielito lindo, nunca me dejes de amar. Si vas al campo donde los muertos reposan ya, busca mi tumba y allí solita la encontrarás. Llévale flores, muchas gardenias y un rosal, que sean violetas y no me olvides nunca jamás.